took my kids to In and Out the other day, which the other day I mean yesterday, Saturday.
Nice.
And you know the In and Out right there on Hollywood and Sunset.
Yeah, overrated.
Right.
Right.
But it's also like it's a tricky street, so there's always long lines in the drive-through. And
Sidetrack real fast. Do you remember when we were going to San Francisco and out of nowhere we found that we were hungry
yeah.
and out of the fog came an In and Out just in front of like a lake or something.
Oh, right. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Random
Now
one.
that In and Out, yeah, that In and Out's not overrated. That one was actually really good.
Yeah, I think we met the cows that they cooked earlier. Remember, we have that one clip.
For real.
I think there was those cows, but anyway, no. So I'm curling to make to get into this line, right, that stretches at least a block and a half, and a routine. We do this all the time, and I'm waiting in line, and finally I'm getting near the In and Out, right, and I'm turning into the In and Out, and this black girl cuts me, bro. Like legit, just jumps and almost hits my car, cuts me.
Wow.
It's like an inch away from my bumper, and I start beeping at her. I'm like beep beep, like move. And she just looked out the window, bro, without a care in the world. Like she looked at me like, "What are you gonna do about it?" And I looked at her, and I said, "This bitch." And I was like, oh shit. I was like, my kids, they don't listen. I don't curse in general, to be honest with you. That's not really how I carry myself. Just because there's no reason for me to really curse in a mean way, you know?
People normally curse because they want to add emphasis or they want to get their point across and get the attention. So.
But it's very lighthearted if I do it like, that fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, fucking guy, you know?
Come here.
Yeah. So I did say it then. I went, bitch, like very like. And then I kind of caught myself, and it's so funny because right before that, we had just drove by that area where it's like the Jewish community.
What up?
And I was telling my daughter, I was like, she's like, oh look, the Jewish people are out. I was like, yeah, look at them. Like we're at the zoo or something. Right?
Oh my god.
But and then I go like. They go like, I don't know what came along with this conversation, but we started talking about how Jewish people believe different things than Christians. Real quick with her, it wasn't like no big deal. And I was just saying, I think the difference is that Jewish people believe that in the Old Testament, which is eye for eye, and then the Christians believe in the New Testament, which is do not repay evil with evil. And I left it at that. And then we go, to the fucking In and Out, right? And the lady cuts me off. And she's looking at me and like, what are you gonna do? And I'm looking at her. I was like, I can't believe this is happening to me. My ego wanted to overreact. Like it wanted wanted to hit her car. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I wanted to drive into her car and make it a big deal. Like, hey, you cut me and you give me no space to move. You know?
So that's not you. You're saying that's just your ego.
I could tell.
Being smashed? Okay.
I could catch it. You feel me? I caught it.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I was like, oh, the ego wants to act up. But let's think about it rationally.
Right.
And in 2020 vision, right? Like,
right.
So I thought about it and I said to myself right there and then, I was like, listen, you're going to get your burger. You feel me? Like,
right.
Yes, someone cut you off. But why are you exempt from having to deal with life, you know?
Exactly.
So I said to myself, I was like, I'm gonna let it go. Mm-hmm. And also, I had just finished talking to my daughter about do not pay evil with evil. You know, like, yes, someone cut me, but I'm gonna go ahead and ram my car into them. Like when I was 5 minutes ago, low key preaching. You know, so
attitude reflects leadership.
Yeah. Exactly. So I thought about that right away. I was like, an example for my kids is worth more than me pushing the issue. Right now is an example of, hey, my dad got cut off, and guess what he said? I told him, I was like, I don't know what she's going through. She might be having a hard day, or maybe she doesn't care at all, but that's fine, you know? That's fine. She just cut me, and she did it shamelessly, but it's okay. I don't care. It's not gonna affect me. Ego, right. Sit down. You know, like
he's still gonna be in the same situation you are, in line, waiting to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't care, but since she was right in front of me, like a couple cars later, she moved up,
Yeah.
and the ladies want to go take her order. There's these two girls taking orders, and then one of them goes to her, and the other one comes to me, and she goes right away. Did she cut you? I was like, yeah, she cut me, and she goes like, yeah, all right, and they started to conspire, and they're all like, we're gonna tell the manager not to give her food, and
Damn.
and and yeah, hell no, she cut me, I would have been fucking pissed.
Wow.
She did that shit to me. That shit, hell no, that shit's not gonna fly. And then once I seen them react like that, I was like, I cannot react like that. And then, but when they said all that, they even encouraged it, and they're like, and right before they actually pulled the trigger on that call, they go like, "Do you want us to do that?" and I go like, nah, let her get her food. I told her I don't know what she's going through. Let her get her food. You feel me?
Yeah.
Let her get her food. And
But
I was looking at her.
Told her
yeah, sorry,
bro.
No. You're telling her.
I was just saying they probably told her, and that fucking guy was gonna.
That
fucking guy had the fate of your fucking food in our hands. And he said, "No, better have it."
and guess what? I started to. It's just funny because obviously she was in front of me. It's a long ass line. You feel me? So now I'm looking at her because she's in front of me. I'm looking at her through her rear view, and she's a pretty girl. I don't know, just nice facial features. I'm looking at her like, no. Now I'm just looking at her like. But it's so funny though. You know what I mean? The ego is out of control. It's like, oh, you're not mad at her? Well, maybe you like her. You know what I mean? Like, well, maybe you could lust for her now. That didn't work.
No.
Let's lust for her now. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh my God.
But this is what but this is what a person who's intact with himself could see.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do it. I still checked her out, regardless of what the ego was thinking. But I'm saying, like, I knew that it was a trick on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was so funny because, like, she got her food and everything, and I just went about my way, like, and I realized I was like, yeah, like, it was no point. I hit her with my car, what, over a burger? Come on, like, and I realized I was like, if she's willing to do that, she's gonna run into somebody maybe one day who's gonna match that energy, and it's not gonna go well for her. Maybe she's gonna learn that lesson somewhere. It's not me to teach it, but
absolutely.
So I let it go, bro, and didn't think anything of it. I left with a good impression of her, honestly.
Right.
And then at the end, basically I thought about that, and I was like, that was a good catch. Like, I could have really just been like, hell yeah, don't give her food. She's gonna pay.
Right.
And guess what? What is the percentage? You ask 10 people on the street, how many people are taking that route?
I guess it depends. Like, what's funny is if you're actually allow yourself to get mad, you would have did it. No questions asked. But the fact that you were able to, analyze the situation, you're already starting to calm down. You don't have that energy. So it's like, what? No, that's weird. Why would I be vindictive now? And I'm just being, I'm being very touches on
vengeful.
Yeah, what JC was talking about, I think the last episode about revenge. Or have you ever, done something kind of vindictive, to the point where it gets carried away, and that's somewhere where it could begin. Like, let's say for instance, oh no, don't fuck that bitch, she can have her food. Oh, and then they tell her, oh, we saw you cut him, so we're not gonna give you her food. Now she has that spite for you. Now she's just probably, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what that could be her breaking point. That could have been
for somebody else, right? Like.
Exactly.
Now she cut somebody out in the streets after being madder. That could really lead to something worse, It's
way
a chain
worse.
effect.
You already know. Yeah.
It's a chain effect, and I realized that, so I stopped it there, and I just thought that was interesting. It's crazy, like yeah, bro. You ask 10 people on the street, I think 7 out of 10 is saying, yeah, she's not cutting me. Don't give her food. But to me, it was it's not so much biblical or anything like that. To me, it's really an understanding of human beings. Because, guys, believe it or not, I love human beings. I love them all. It's just in my lifetime, maybe one day I like to be a therapist. Maybe one day I like to help people, because I've spent years understanding myself, that I feel that I bring an insight to the table that I could monetize. So
I see you more as a counselor, as more than a therapist. You feel me?
yeah.
Because I think you're not in the business of trying to, just be an active listener, and then are being a legal drug dealer. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Just giving them, Prozac and all the things to help them.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Obviously,
right.
you have to go to your, you know what I mean. But I see you as a counselor to the youth before they even hit adulthood, and you know what I'm saying? Go see
Yeah.
Mr. Hernandez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boom,
Yeah.
go in there, and you're not gonna ridicule them. Instead, give them lessons and ask them questions. I can see that.
In
Yeah.
another world, I was a PO officer.
That they don't. PO officers just there to make sure you piss in a cup. They
That's what
not
I'm
there.
saying. Like it wasn't so glorious, but I was helping, I
Yeah.
guess. Like I remember I had a PO officer, it's this black guy, and I was right there. Everybody goes to the PO officer right down next position in Crenshaw. And I'm going to the PO officer, and then I was just so intimidated. Like the guys are like,
Yeah.
"The fuck did you do? You don't know your fucking lesson."
Damn.
Like it was very like that. And this one time he calls me, I was like, "Michael," and he has like a cast. I was like, "What happened to your leg?" "Oh, don't worry about it. Try to dunk." He's like, "So I hear this shit." He just like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Try to dunk." I was like,
Hold
"But
on,
you
let's
ain't
let's cro-
dunking."
let's cross yeah, let's cross that path, Rex.
Yeah,
Like, what do you mean you
yeah,
can't just throw that in there subtly and then just be like, so what'd you do?
yeah. He's all like, "Don't worry about it. I try to dunk." I was like, "Yeah, right." No, but that's crazy. But no, human nature, it's interesting. You get people who are grateful and ungrateful. You know what I mean? Grateful and ungrateful. People who might be grateful for, something you do for them. Some other people are like, "Why did you do that for me?" You know what I mean?
My fault, family. I got disconnected.
Oh, good. You're back. You're back. I was saying, like, that's human nature. People are grateful. Some people are not grateful. Some people are
Right.
graceful. Some people are not graceful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like that one time, remember you told me that you were walking down Olympic and you found a wallet and you
Mhm.
returned it. The guy was mad
Oh
at
my.
you.
Let me get into that. So, my dad has always been a very high moral type of individual, regardless of what anyone says. He doesn't argue. He's from Belize, and so obviously he just has a different viewpoint from Americans. And so he ain't never been the type of guy confrontational or anything like that. He's very God fearing. So he found a wallet one time, and I was in my head, in my youthful mind, I'm like, why didn't you take the money and just drop the wallet? And he was like, oh, because God's watching me. And I want him to know that no matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I mess up, I'm gonna have a conversation with him after it.
Yeah.
And those words kind of like hit me a little different that day, like, because I always was the type of dude, if I seen it, see a penny, pick it up all day, you have good luck, kind of thing. But it's just different, I guess, when it does come to that, because I've lost the wallet and I cried, and I'll never forget an anonymous person sent it to my house.
Mm,
No name, no nothing, just
yeah.
sent it to my house. Everything's still intact. The $2, two punk ass dollars in the wallet, and they didn't take it. And that just let me know, I was like, I'm not gonna come out here and ruin anyone's day by just having that moment of greed. So when I seen the wallet initially when I was walking down Olympic going to the store, that would have been a good come up for me, because I could have bought beer. At the time I was broke. I was gonna go get a cheap beer. I had enough
Mm.
for a little smoke, and I had bought some, I had bought some hot dogs, and I wanted to get some chips from the store just to have dinner.
That
And
that was the difference between a King Cobra night and a Hennessy night, huh?
at the time, no, I was drinking. They had Blue Moon, affordable Blue Moon
Oh,
cello
I
cans, so
see.
I
I
was
see. Yeah, yeah.
still getting that. I definitely stopped drinking malt liquor at a certain age, but no.
I meant like from a good
I feel
night
you,
to a
right?
worse night.
Yeah, yeah. Like the price differences. You
Yeah,
went from
yeah,
King
yeah.
Cobra to Henny.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I understand that. So I just went. I seen that wallet, and I had that brain, that Harley Quinn brain. And if anyone's not from, I'm not talking about the character in Batman. I'm talking about what actual Harley Quinn means. It means to thieve. So I felt like that, and I seen the wallet. My brain instantly said, "Kick it towards me." Boom, kicked it towards me. Got it out of the hindsight. Picked it up. Looked at the man smiling in his wallet. Looked at, he got over maybe $600 in here, and I'm just like, it's probably like rent money, bro. Like this probably like
Yeah.
car insurance money. This probably some kind of money.
Yeah.
And I just took a deep breath. And then
Give me 1
after
second. Give me 1 second. What's up, Isaiah? I'm filming right now. No, he's not here. Go ahead, bro.
Shout out to Isaiah. But I was saying, you know, I had a moment of clarity, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want this guy's day to be ruined because he just decided to go to a bar and have a drink and dropped his wallet going into his car or his Uber.
Yes.
So I seen a group of people outside of the bar. Mind you, I lived in Koreatown, so I've always dealt with just exclusion and a type of racism at or prejudice. I won't say it was more of a prejudice. You know, like,
for those people who don't know Koreatown, you might not be from LA, but it's basically what you say, like 5 blocks that stretch like both directions, starting from like mid Wilshire.
Right.
Yeah, so and that's Koreatown.
It became that in the 90s after the riots, after all of my people and Michael's people destroyed our own buildings. They fought for theirs, and that's why they're up. They're up. So
they held down Koreatown.
Yeah, they pretty much held down Koreatown.
Yeah.
So we have this stigma, you know. It doesn't matter. I could be looking like the working class
are you
hero.
saying? Hold on, give me 1 second. Are you saying that there's animosity from that? From the riots?
I would say from the older generation, because the older heads always have something negative to say about Korean owners. And for me, it's just like I grew up from 1 to 7 in South Central, so I didn't know anything about that until I was 7 years old. Then I moved to Koreatown.
Yeah.
So it's like, then I started learning what racism and prejudice was and all these things. In
Kung
South
Fu
Central,
Panda,
for real, bro. for real.
Sorry. Go ahead.
For real. That shit was some straight up Kung Fu Panda.
Go ahead.
So I literally picked up the wallet, and I seen there was a group of them outside of the bar, and they're all Asian because it was an Asian private karaoke bar.
Yeah.
So I seen 2 of the waitresses. Every time I pass by there, I'm sure they've seen my face because the door is always wide open. But anyway, I approached them very calmly, very nicely. Excuse me. Have this immediately. One of the guys, obviously drunk. He hey, what the fuck do you want? We don't want that shit. Get out of here. And I think they might have thought I was trying to sell something, but I just looked at him in his face, and I looked at the waitress. I'm like, yeah, I have this wallet here. I found it by your establishment. I just wanted to turn it in. I don't know if it belonged to one of your customers or anything. And I could hear like another waitress ridiculing him, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you being this way? And I could see their which was heightened. All of them, as soon as I approached, were heightened. But as soon as I began to talk and began to see what I was doing there, only the drunk man remained heightened, and everyone else is trying to tell him, why are you being mean to him? He's trying to turn in someone's wallet. Like, obviously in their language, like, hey, calm down. What are you doing? Even the waitress is like, thank you very much. You know, I'm sorry for him. And I said, no, man, it's okay. You know, it's okay. You know, I live in the area. It's okay. And I walked home, and I didn't feel like I did something right. You know, I felt like a fool even. It almost made you feel like, oh, I should have kept the wallet.
Yeah.
It's like, at the end of the day, though, I'm glad I didn't, because that would have just, it's like, damned if you will, damned if you don't, you know. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if I had to be viewed as a thug or a robber because I was trying to do the right thing, and I'd rather my obituary says he was trying to do the right thing as opposed to got killed for stealing my wallet.
Yeah. I think maybe the guy like also just like had an assumption, maybe thought you were homeless walking into an establishment.
100%, right.
And the guy's like, hey, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
they were all outside smoking, you know, and I passed by all the time.
Then they're crazy.
You know what I mean? It's right there across the street from that King Nam. Shout out to King Nam. There across the street from King Nam, there's a private karaoke bar. So it's like
right next to the Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, go ahead. But no, that's amazing. That's crazy. That's an example of doing something nice for, you know.
I mean, this is an example of trying to do something nice, and it it doesn't, I guess, give you that feeling of, I because I'm sure when people do something out of their way or selfless, like I beg to differ if they just go, oh no, I just did it and then I just went about my day. No, you feel heightened when you walk off. You feel like you're walking on sunshine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you feel like you did a good deed, and that, you know what I'm saying. Maybe I should go play the lottery.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Obviously that's an exaggeration, but the feeling you have is very heightened. You feel very good,
Yeah.
almost like anything that makes you feel good in life, that's either good or bad, or even something that's for yourself, like for instance, getting a lump sum of money or making a game winning shot. That type of good feeling could also transpire from just doing a good act or a good deed.
Yeah.
Which leads me to another story that just recently happened to me. I found a I went to the store to go grab some Swishers, and I see on the ground a money bag or a purse. But from in my head, I'm like, this is a man money bag, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, this is for like me to just grab this. Like nobody out here. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. Nobody's out there,
Yeah.
and I'm like, still, I just heard my dad again. Oh no, because I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So that thing tapped in again me inside of me, and I knocked on the window. Hey brother, this belongs to somebody. I don't know who it is. Maybe they come back because I'm pretty sure whatever's in here, they're gonna come back for it. And as I gave it to him, I walked and I did it nonchalant. I didn't care. I didn't want to give my name. I didn't care, at the end of the day. But I did walk off feeling good. Like, oh, I hope I saved someone. I hope I saved that guy. Whatever he's going through, he goes back there and has that relief of pressure like I did when I found my wallet in an envelope. I hope he has that same feeling. And 3 days later, I go to the store get some Swishers, and the guy goes, "Oh, the bag you turned in, $1,500," and I just start immediately laughing. I was like, "Of course, there's money in there."
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't my business to know if there was money in there, or how much money. If I knew how much money in there, that meant that I was already curious. I'm trying to take it. The fact I didn't even open it, bro, I just
Yeah.
just turned it in. I was
Man.
really curious for that. So $1,500. What you doing with that? If you hear that, as soon as it's $1,500, you
No,
hitting the
all I keep thinking is like, I'm saying like the setting of the situation where there was just a random bag at 2 a.m. outside a liquor store.
bro.
It's like,
It's the shit you kind of dream of.
hold on. It's like a Steven Seagal movie where you like take the bag without realizing what's the bag with the
Right.
microchip in it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and now they're
Right.
tracing your ass, and they get Steven Seagal to protect you until they. You know what I mean?
Right. Some
It
enemy
could've-
of the state type shit.
Because
Yeah,
think about
exactly.
it. Think about it. If it was a lot more money, they're doing an investigation,
Right.
and you're not that far from there. So this could be a hidden blessing, like, because if it was something more, say something like I said, just joking around, a microchip. But imagine it was
Right.
something like that, like a drug package.
Drugs. Yeah.
And now
yeah.
they're like, it was this guy. Where the fuck does he live? Give me the fucking cameras. They put a gun to the fucking the liquor store
To the-
guy.
the
You know what I
cashier,
mean?
yeah.
They go like, go show me the fucking camera. Oh, that
It could
guy.
have just yeah.
And
No,
then
but
they
he
follow
still
you
got,
to where they think you might have gone. Like it could have gone all bad. I think.
No, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's funny is because the guy still approached him aggressively. Like, who the fuck is like?
Imagine how he would have approached you. Imagine how he
Jesus,
approached you if you had it.
Just walking away and just strap the bag on.
You have the bag strapped on, fucking,
Already checked it. What?
No, but
Yeah.
no, yeah. The point of you saying the story is just a testament to like, doing the right thing doesn't necessarily win you a prize.
Right, exactly.
Speaking the truth
Nice guys
doesn't
finish
necessarily give you a
last.
reward. Yeah, nice guys finish last. Like, that's just a very a throwback to that, And I'll tell you the truth. Like, if I find money like that, I don't know what I'm doing. I wouldn't judge myself if I took it or if I didn't. Like, I wouldn't judge myself for it. But something, maybe something bite my conscience. But depending on the situation, like there's a funny TikToker. He He puts like, you know those fake $100 bills that you could buy that look very real. He puts like a big stack in an envelope and he'll drop it behind someone's back, like at a Home Depot or something. And then he'll be like, hey, you dropped something, and he'll grab it, and then he'll open it right away. I'll be like, oh wow, it's like, is this yours? And then just to get the person's reaction to see if they're honest or not, you know.
A lot of times people go, oh yeah, that's mine. Hey,
Yeah,
that's mine, big
bro,
That's
almost
mine.
everybody does that. Almost everybody goes like,
Right.
oh yeah, that's mine. He's like, is yours? He's like, can I get some? I mean, I found it. You know, he starts saying stuff like that, and the guys just grab like half the stack and give it to them. Like, if it was your money, bro, you would not be giving half your stack. Like,
Right.
but I think it's hilarious that like some people do go like, oh yeah, it's fine. They just put it in the pocket and have no shame about it. You know, like back to that girl who cut me. She had no shame in her game. You know what? Give it up to her, because she had no shame in her game. Like, she cut me. She stood on business, bro. She cut me. She looked at me with those fiery eyes. Nice, elongated eyebrows. I think she had, I don't know what she had, like this purple makeup. She looked good. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, she cut me, looked right at me, said, "What's up?" I said, "Damn, you can have it." You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, she had to get her in and out.
She got in and out. That's for sure. But yeah, I never seen somebody that wanted in and out that bad. But yeah, I mean, circles back to that, you know, like,
yeah,
it is what it is. People are, it's
where
understandable.
you start fucking going into fantasy mode.
I got drafted. I drifted back into fucking another habit.
You drifted back just to talk about her appearance. That's even more funny.
It's out of control over here.
Yeah. I know, baby, that she wants me.
No, Spanish mommy says she want me.
Wants
yeah.
me. Yeah.
So I hit her with the uno, dos, tres.
That's what you said. Shout out to Prince de Jour, man. Out of control. You gotta go hear that. Is it Prince de Jour? No, you gotta hit that.
Prince de Jour. Hey, you know, yeah. Shout out him. Prince de Jour. Check that out.
Out of control. That song goes hard. That's why we sing it every time.
yeah, that song goes hard. But I also just remember the way he carried himself around us. You know, like, I remember he was cutting. He was cutting like a. He was cutting like a promo or something for this club that paid him to hand out flyers and stuff. And he's all like, "Oh yeah, hey guys, here you go." And I was like, "Nah, go back. Me and Brandon's gonna be playing with the ball, and you walk up to us, just, you know, in the middle of us doing our shit, hand us the flyer, and we act like we interested, and there's your video, you know." And you could just see like, "Oh yeah, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Make a skit off this shit," you know, like. And he did it, and I just remember like we were throwing the ball to each other, like, "No, it's your ball," or whatever the fuck we were doing. It's like, "Hey guys, new show." It's like, "Oh, word," you know, like. But I thought that was dope. And I like that he's all like, "Oh, I gotta fuck with these fools, because these fools are like advanced type of shit. Like, these fools really do it, you know." Like, and I always felt that respect from him. So shout out him. Like, I always felt like he showed mad respect. You gave him a like, man. Yeah, you gave him bud when he didn't have any, and then he came back and gave you some. You feel me? Like,
trying to break bread. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, like you broke bread, he broke bread right back next time he saw you. You know, like. Yeah, I thought that was cool. But no, like I always think about certain people I meet, bro, because they say they're rappers and stuff. I have a bunch of beats, so it's like, man, I would like to work with these guys, get them together in a song or something. Like, even just your brother, I think about him sometimes. Like, get him on a beat, or, you know, I love producing, you know.
But you know, it takes actually like someone like Prince. He will come, be like, "Hey, bro, I want to record you." "Oh yeah, I'm with it." And I can see him going and wanting to do it. But if you hit like somebody that does it sparingly, does it when they can, you know what I mean? You're not going to get that commitment. And you want to produce somebody who's committed, you know what I'm saying? Because they're coming there not to, because you're past the stage of trying to produce somebody for the sake of them wanting to hear themselves. You want to produce somebody that wants to produce a good track. and they're gonna put it out with your name attached to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's always nice to work with people that, are as passionate as you are, but as we come to learn a lot of the times, like, as
You gotta make these
independent,
motherfuckers
yeah,
musicians.
as independent music makers or actors or filmmakers or directors, you're gonna have to pump these people up, like, and work with what you got. I mean, like, we've done that our whole career. We're working with people who are not necessarily those things, but
Actors, not necessarily singers, not
yeah,
necessarily rappers, but
we
we were
make it
able
work.
to say something to them
Yeah,
to make them want to try it or do it. And in the long run, I think we do get a lot of thank you. Oh, I don't know if you do, but obviously I always thank you. But like from someone like C, he always thanks me, or like
yeah,
JR, he thanks me, or these people
um,
that have never even dabbled
yeah,
in acting, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm telling them, I want you to lead my film, or I want you to do this.
yeah.
I
It's
want you to
like
be in my film.
I think my cousin Marvin, he's the one who would, like, I recorded him, like, and he was his first experience, because it is a hell of an experience when you
Hmm.
first hear yourself, when you first record, when you first start making music, and you hear yourself, and over the years you don't notice it, but the shit becomes so crisp and so
Yeah,
in tune, and it has this character, and it's you, but at the beginning you just hear yourself and like, wow, I can't believe it, like, I can't
right,
believe I'm recording right now, I'm making music. Like, the
right.
day I figured out how to, like, put a microphone into FL Studio and I started recording, like, I remember I still, I think I have that. The first ever recording I ever did was me and
With a
Banks.
microphone.
Me and Banks
Mm,
in the basement, and
nice.
I just remember him going like, "You already know what's up, 213 something," like. And I
Yeah,
started, like, this freestyle that I had or some shit, and I just remember all that stuff. Like, it was very like, yeah,
it is funny because you have to remember, after I stopped doing music with you and Phantom, I went and did my own thing. So like my beginning with the external mic, because I was doing what we did like to start off how we first was recording,
yeah.
and then luckily I found an external mic, and then we recorded in my closet. But I remember Christian was like Banks, because I don't know if Banks rapped, but
No, no, no,
Christian,
very rough. Like,
right? So it's
yeah.
like, Caps would do the hype stuff. Like he would do, yeah, man, we're here with Black Mass and
Let's get it.
Enigma. Not even that. It was like we had a funny one. We had
Oh,
this
he
song
just talked
called
the intro.
bro. We had this funny one called Dreams, and it was like a very like Dreams was a beat, like it had like a Tinker Bell, like dun, 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 like very high pitched bell,
I hear
and
you.
it's
Yeah,
very so.
the
In the
Tinkerbell.
big in the beginning, he was just very like, yeah, man, I'm right here at Justice 3. It went, and then Caesar hits him with the death bells, the flow. I call it the death bells flow because it's his go-to flow.
Oh, okay.
When you hear the death bells, only
Oh,
time will
okay.
tell.
That's his.
Uh,
Well, my heavenly gates.
yeah, that's his Heavenly Gates. Caesar's good though. He got better and progressed for sure. But
Yeah.
he carried us with that for two straight tracks, and then I hit him with some just some Nova spit, and then
Some
after
Nova
that
Scotia.
some from straight from Canada, and then what's his name? Caps. He comes back on. Yeah, man. At this point, he's drunk as fuck. He drink OE and Cobras. So
Yeah.
he's at this point, he's just like, oh yeah, man, right here with Black Mask and Enigma. Hey, Enigma, man, you're late, man. You're on the jet skis.
Ah,
I'm
crazy.
over here on the jet skis.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
bro, we could not let that
Oh,
go.
he
It was
said
so
that. I'm
funny.
over here on the jet
Yeah.
skis.
Because we
Wow.
were like, he was such a good character. Because at first he's all
Yeah,
chill, he's like Black Mass,
hey, hold
yeah,
on,
man.
hold on. I think that the term jet skis is it's a valid term, but I don't know what it means, because there's a girl that they call her. There's a girl on Kill Tony that Tony Hinchcliffe always introduces her as, or like, Christina on the jet skis. So I don't know what that means, but I think
I
that
don't
might
know
be a
if that was.
term.
No, he was. I think he meant like literally. He thought he was at Daytona Beach.
Oh, I see. Like,
Like you know what
he's
I
like,
mean?
oh, I
Like he's.
see.
You gotta picture it.
The
Like he's
Tinkerbell got
picturing
him
what
thinking he's out there, like,
you feel me. Like he's picturing himself like a Don. Like I felt
like
like
it
that's why
in
he
the
said the
Big
jet
Pimpin'
ski.
music video.
I don't know the train of thought, but I just remember He said, Enigma man, you're late, man. On the just it was
Late
such
for
a good
what?
turn. It was such a good turn though.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
went from calm to like super aggressive. I was like, damn, what I
Yeah,
do?
yeah. That was funny. Yeah, that's hilarious. I think
But
that
it just goes back to your fact. I don't mean to cut you off. It just goes back
yeah,
to your fact. These guys never would have even thought of doing anything like this. Yes, we drink and do a freestyle, or you know what I mean, obviously. But they never thought I'm coming with the laptop. I'm on FL and external. I'm like, you guys want to record a track?
yes,
You know. And Cass couldn't take it serious. I don't think he wasn't feeling it. Maybe some insecurities on his own style.
yes,
But you know what I'm saying, for us, me and C's, we wanted to try it. We wanted to do it because I proved that I could do it with y'all, and he's seeing that, okay, if this Vato can do it, then I
yeah,
know I could do it. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
No,
Because
that's yeah, go
Caesar
ahead.
didn't meet me. I'm sorry, Caesar didn't meet me as a rapper. He met me as a rocker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean that. I think that's our storyline. Like we started just naturally into rock and roll, even though we like rap and we heard rap, hip hop. Um,
right, it
but for some
right,
reason, the natural way, or at least to my story, but I'm sure yours is like this too, is that we went towards rock,
yeah,
and that culture of rock, maybe
yeah.
like the studded belts, the long hair,
I was
the
into a lot of new metal bands. Like I don't care. Like when people say, "Oh, you like new metal?" Yeah, I love new metal. I love
yeah, yeah,
Deftones.
yeah.
So you
New
talking kidding me? I
metal,
love
yeah. That's the
Korn.
that's
I
the.
love Limp
There's
Bizkit.
those guys. Like I'm telling you, there was
Yeah,
always that
I
one guy
love
walking around with the Deftones patch.
I love Pizza Crust Rock. I love Sum 41, Blink 182. Love those bands. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Without those bands, you don't get a specific type of sound. Storming at the party like my name is El Nino.
Hey, that's a
One of the
bar.
best opening
Starving
lines
out the
ever.
line like my name was El
They said
Nino.
storming to the party like my name is El Nino.
Oh yeah, that's a bar.
And they used to rap as a group. Like it was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I remember I was out. I went camping with my cousins and some of their friends from over there in Eagrock, and
Yeah.
I just remember having that CD like with the CD player and being out in the middle of the woods listening to the whole album of Sum 41. Like, and
Right.
I even remember. I don't know if did you ever own that album?
I might know nearly half the songs on
Okay,
there
so there
though.
was
No.
this like instrumental last song,
Uh huh.
if I could recall. It was
All
pretty
the black
hard.
bands did
It
this.
was an
That's
instrumental
dope.
though. It was just a
I
full
think
out
a lot of
rock.
bands did this. Like a
Like the
lot of
last
bands
song.
do this in like bro. Like, do you remember Linkin Park Hybrid Theory? No, was that the first? No, the first album with the crawling.
Meter his
Nah, Meteor
something.
is second,
No,
but
his
I think it's
something.
Hybrid Theory. I think it might be Hybrid Theory.
Okay.
Maybe. Don't quote me.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I think they have a song with Mr. They always have a track for just DJ Han, and that's the first time I was like, oh, this is dope. But then if you go way back to Green Day, they have the Last Ride In and that's one like really chill
Mm,
instrumental.
I see, I see.
I think
Yeah,
that
it's
was
probably
on.
a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'm surprised Monkeys have never done that before.
Oh, they have,
Oh,
but
see,
not on
told
every
you.
album. Not on every album, but
Nah,
they have a
not in every
instrumental
album.
song.
Yeah, just the instrumental,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, that's dope. I
yeah.
think that's just a thing. I think eventually, as a band, they're just like, all right, guys, we're just gonna, we're just gonna play.
Yeah, yeah. That is crazy. Um, yeah, bro. It's I love it. I mean, I grew up being in bands. I grew up making music. I always was around music, musicians. Like, it's a great community. Um, regardless of the assholes you might run into. I ran into a couple assholes. I ran into a guy that this was on the MySpace days. You feel me? Like I met this
Yeah.
guy in MySpace, and I don't know if you remember, but back in the day in MySpace, you used to be able to have like an intro
Oh,
song to your profile.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
guy had like a solo he had done, and I messaged him. I
Oh,
was like, bro, that solo's sick. Like
uh huh,
I get like Steve Vai vibes off it, and
uh huh.
I told the guy, I was like, bro, we're starting a band. We're looking for a guitar player. And he goes, oh yeah, I'm down. I could meet up. I was like, are you in LA? Yeah, bro, I'm in LA. I could meet you. I was like, damn, that easy. was like, all right, cool. I skipped school one day to go meet this guy with my bass player, and we go to Guitar Center because we didn't really have any place to go. We just kind of wanted to meet in a public place and play some music, see what he's about. And we get to the Guitar Center, we plug in, and I'm excited to hear him play because I'm thinking I'm gonna watch a master at work, or from what I heard. And the guy starts playing, bro. The guy couldn't play a lick. And he literally sat there and was struggling through Master of Puppets, like a stable in any guitar player's first year, like. And
but did he start it off, or was he just not even?
No, I don't think he did not play anything that was resembling that solo. And then he ended up telling me, "Oh, it's because I freestyled it." I was like, "Well, can you do something like that?" He couldn't do it, bro. It was like,
you gotta play to your strengths.
I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, you got xylophone.
Oh yeah, and I was just like, "Okay." And then the guy was just like, nothing happened. And I was like, all right, bro, well, because when you're younger, it's hard for you to be honest. Yeah, as a young guy, it's kind of hard to be honest with people. So it's like, yeah, we'll call you, we'll hit you up, dog, And then when he was leaving, I was like, well, there goes that guy. Like, but that's weird. I thought that was weird. Like, how will you pretend to know something, meet up with the people when you don't know damn well you don't know any of it? Like,
that's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why when I met Alex for the first time, Alex the Titan, Alex the Titan, one of the best horror directors on YouTube. When I met him the first time, he met me. He said he seen my profile on Backstage and hit me up on Instagram, and then he's seen some of my stuff on Instagram. So then I'm like, now I have to prove that I am who I say I am, or that I am really into this shit. I'm not just a guy who goes, oh, I love horrors, oh, I love vegan horrors, I would love to be, because there's people that say it, but there's people that can't deliver. So
yes.
I think our first movie was like a clown mask movie, and I just remember I was like, I'm just gonna do everything I need to do to make this creepy. Like if there's no lines, my body's gonna, or my tone is gonna, you're gonna say that he's creepy. And from then on, obviously that movie was short, but after that, all the movies we've made since then, I read the comments and I get a lot of positive feedback with my horror character. So definitely when you're gonna get put in that situation, if you're somebody saying, hey, I like your stuff, make sure it's your stuff, first of all. Second of all, make sure it's you. And third, be honest. Hey, I like your stuff. Hey, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. It took me all fucking 2 summers to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I'm not just popped this out.
I'm not just popped on the spot. I'm a rhythm guitar. I always keep it 100. When people say, oh, you can play guitar, I'm like, nope, I can play songs that I wrote. That's it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did.
Yeah, because people get the impression that you might know how to go from B minor to C flat to, start talking music terms with you,
Like, you want Steely Dan, go to a jukebox,
Bro, when I had joined that Swedish band, Lucid Dream Factory. Shout out Lucid Dream Factory, man. I hope they're doing well. Strawberries. The dude's gimmick was strawberries, and I thought it was just a song, but then he shows me the copy of the CDs, and it's just a big emoji strawberry on it. And I was like, "You're taking the strawberry thing too far. It's not even summer. They're not in yet."
Strawberries. It's not even the season of fruit.
Yeah, it's not even. It was cold as hell. And then
That's hilarious.
but when I joined them, these guys they were musicians. I think they went to school. We had a guy named Maximo or something. He was a drummer that was a 4x4 drummer type of guy. Like, the dude was very classically trained. And then I had a guitar player that I just shout out chords to, and he knew exactly what I was talking about, And I just remember going it's like, what songs do you guys know? When they first wanted to have a tryout, they told me, what do you know how to play? I was like, well, I play a lot of things. Like, what do you want? It's like, let's play some Beatles. It's like, you know the Beatles? It's like, oh yeah. I was like, all right, let's take it from the top. All My Loving. And I remember I was like, I don't know this chord. He's like, and I just kind of told him, what chord is this? He's like, oh, that's a boom boom boom. I was like, oh, nice. And he taught me the chord, so we started playing, and we sounded like the fucking second coming of the Beatles, bro. and then the guys started playing like their original stuff. They're like, can you add a solo to it or something? I was like, oh yeah. And I just followed the thumb rule of mock the singer as a solo, you know. And by that I mean a perfect example of that is in Smells Like Teen Spirit. Load up on guns, bring, yeah.
Right.
That was a solo, right? So I did the same thing. I think to the song Strawberry, the self-titled. It was like strawberry, easy when you learn to. So I was just like meow meow meow. Yeah, yeah. Meow 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 meow.
That's why I started laughing because that's what I heard.
Yeah. And the guys loved it, but I knew that. Like I wasn't there to fucking. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make sense. I understood a song and how to be patient and how to add to a song as opposed to take away. Like that's something you deal with a lot in a band. Like I remember the last band I was in, the guy would be like, I'll sing a part and there'll be some quietness, because I don't know if you noticed, but in my music there's a lot of space. Like I don't like to overwhelm it with words and stuff. And he's like, oh, it's kind of dead right there. I'm gonna add some ooh ah. I'm like, oh, not everything needs a fucking. You don't gotta do something. You could just sit there, like, wait. You know what I mean? Like, it was like ooh ah, ah. I was like, it's not necessary. Like,
so the deadness is killing me. Let me fill it up.
ooh ah, yeah. Just in the back. But yeah, you know, it could get annoying. Like you, as an artist, well, I believe it's space. Like you're when you're singing something, there's space. I'm never gonna dance again. Like that's a filled up song. Guilty, feel like I know real.
But I needed some ooze right here. Nah.
We have enough. You only get hose.
You know what I like is I like sometimes the full word. Yeah.
What full word?
Like just like not just the like a ah or something. I like the I'm saying yeah, but I'm going yeah.
Oh right.
I like the word. Sometimes the long extended word goes.
Yeah. That's the art of ad-libs and stuff. Ad-libs are amazing. I like them. They make your songs, you know. But,
yeah, for real. They fill the room for sure.
They fill the room, but I'm saying like, not everything needs an ad-lib. I think, you know.
Right.
Songs are fine. Sometimes you just perform.
I think sometimes due to the lack of a powerful mic, you use that, you know, to help it still sound full, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I've always had to deal with that. I always had not very good mics and very little to none knowledge of engineering. So I always tried to just do my best from what I learned, and then trying to make it like a fuller sound as opposed to trying to audio engineer a fuller sound.
Yeah, that's the first thing you're gonna, you know, as I grew up into music and you know, mastering and mixing and all of that, that's the first thing you realize is that, you know, that your vocals are coming in thin, you know, like they're coming in very empty. And of course, as time goes by, you understand what it is that the issue is and you fix it. And of course, a good mic helps. Right now, you guys are listening to me on the Shure SM7B, which is probably the most famous microphone in the world right now. You know, the most popular podcast, that's for sure. It's famous. You can see it on the Joe Rogan podcast. It's that almost circular cylinder, I think was the word. It's like a cylinder. Yeah, it's like a long tube almost. But yeah, I mean, that's what you're listening to me in. Of course, it's not super expensive, but you do gotta put money aside. Everything you do, you're gonna have to spend money. Everything you do,
invest in yourself.
You want to be a filmmaker. They tell you grab your iPhone. Yes, because it's better to have nothing. But the reality is you're gonna need some toys, bro. You're gonna need the 50 millimeter. You're gonna have to move on from the fucking kit lens. You're gonna,
And you're gonna have to move on from your mirrorless, move to a cinema. Then after you move
yeah,
from a cinema, you're gonna have to start renting out full fucking,
yeah,
full framed behemoths.
to match you know what I'm saying, the quality of what you're doing. Of course, if
Absolutely.
you're just filming yourself fucking looking out the window, you could do that with your iPhone, you know, like. But as you bring in actors, as your thing develops, as you grab a name for yourself, you gotta live up to that name. Hey, this guy makes crispy, you know what I'm saying? Like crispy looking, beautiful images. That's what he's known for. He can't just drop back to an iPhone. And don't get me wrong, those guys could make that iPhone look good as well, you know? But
I actually follow a group of people that do mobile filmmaking, and they do a pretty good job. So I'm not because I even started on a cell phone when I was making my
mhm.
film. So shout out to people who still do that. But for the most part, I wanted more accessibility, and I
Yeah.
wanted to be able to like use the
Color
schematics
grade.
of, yeah, the stuff
Color
that
grading is the
happens
big thing.
inside of a, yeah, very big. And also there's so many now when I started doing it, they didn't have as much like there was no external like plug this into the cell phone and it's better mics and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that could have gone a long way for me. And but it's still for me, I love the fact that inside of a certain camera it does stuff for you, as opposed to you having to do a lot of manual stuff to like
Yes.
make magic out of working with a cell phone. Like I told Ray the other a few times before, there was a movie called Tangerine on Netflix, was shot with 6 camera phones, and it won an award and it ended up on Netflix, like I said. But I love that, you know what I mean? I love that independence and the fact that that creativity. Because when I was watching it, not one time did I ever feel like I was watching it on the cell phone.
Yeah.
So there are people that could make cinema with anything.
Mhm.
It just boils down to what is your preference and what are you willing to do? How much work are you willing to put in?
Yes.
If you're somebody who doesn't have time to do all these things to make sure it's a great quality, then you want a camera that can help out,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a Black Magic
Well, I would say a Sony because those images out the Sony just look
or
amazing. You know, like
or a Sony. But my point is anything that could give you that, just that help right out the gate,
yeah,
so you don't have to do most of the work. You could already go into it, you know what I mean, and just because once you have like a DLSR or a cinema kind of camera, and you start peeling back those layers like an onion, you start to see that the camera could do way more than just take video and take pictures.
yeah. It's yeah. You know, it's interesting. I love it. Yeah. Our art is there's no limit to art and no beginning. Like you could use anything to make art. I guess I think about like, but even then it doesn't matter if the content is good. You know, like you could have a $10 microphone. You know,
Yeah.
like there's a guy named Tyler One. He's a famous league streamer. Been the most famous league streamer for a while now. But this guy has never ever changed from his headset and the mic that was in that headset.
Right.
It's the same thing he uses today. The guy could buy the most famous, the most expensive microphone, the most expensive preamps, the biggest fucking anything, but he still keeps it with that headset that's probably like $30.
Nice.
And the audio and it, but what's funny is it created a thing like, oh, that's Tyler One's voice because it comes through that audio, you know?
Yeah.
It's different. It's different and it's recognizable just by that fact that it's coming from that headset. It's crazy. Like, so I understand, like, you don't need that stuff, but of course, as you get, you know, more into your craft, it's like upgrading your pencils. It's like upgrading, you know, the wheels on your skateboard, you know? It's things like that. That doesn't make or
Right.
break you. But if you work hard in your art and you got the money, then, you know, instead of spending it on bullshit, spend it on yourself. Spend it on things you like, things that are going to make you better, you know?
Absolutely.
Ah, I'm sweating in this room. But, guys, we appreciate you guys for being here. This has been
Always
episode,
appreciate it.
yes, this has been episode 12. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. We appreciate you guys. It's Sunday. We're working, you know. Uh,
It's Sunday and I still owe 15 boxes.
$15 plus interest.
plus interest. Yeah, guys, you know, it's Sunday, but we're working. We're trying to give you guys some content. So we appreciate you guys rocking with us. You know, we are the boys and we're back in town. And we always get the KO.
Hey.
It is, like I said, it is hot today, but I'm wondering what the weather like is for tomorrow. So we're gonna go out to our weatherman out in Echo Park right now. Mark, how's it looking for tomorrow?
We're looking at the detail of today's power. So today, the lightning will not come, but there are more lightnings to come.
All right, give it a round of applause. He says still some more sun to deal with tomorrow. We appreciate you, Mark, and we'll see you next one, Mark.
You know, as far as my acknowledgement, everything seems professional. You guys have a nice day.
You heard it here, guys. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, you can follow us on Instagram and across all socials. Gray Bridgewater, Brandon Enigma Logan, or Enigma Nova, either
No,
or.
so it's Enigma_Nova. It's Enigma_Nova. Or if you want to check out the website, is badassloganhorrorfilms.com.
Badass
Always a
Logan.
pleasure to be a guest.
Yes. Badass Logan. What was that? Badass Logan films or horror films?
Badassloganhorrorfilms.com.
Okay. It's a tongue twister, but we're gonna get it.
You got to hit your how now brown cows, your red leather, yellow leathers.
If you could get through those, you could type in that. But yeah, guys, it's been an hour. We appreciate you guys for being with us. And I think that's it, guys. We're gonna see you tomorrow. JC will be joining us tomorrow, and you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Enjoy it, because tomorrow the grind starts again. So we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.